Hey everybody, it's Bulldog. I'm back with another Grievous video. So the last video I did, I showed the Grievous Suicide Squad, and I was basically showing alternatives to the most popular version, and showing how you can use different versions that can work. And one of the things I also talked about was how unreliable any of the versions are on this team, and how they don't always work the way you see in some of the other videos that show you doing 170,000 crits across the board. And if the crits don't work perfectly, or if several droids die at the same time, the team doesn't really work consistently. Basically, is the point. And I got a lot of, I shouldn't say I got a lot of pushback, but I got some pushback on that. More criticism than I expected from that video. One thing that several people sent me is they said basically one of two things was that they were struggling to beat this team on offense, and essentially saying that I must suck if I couldn't reliably win on offense because they couldn't beat it when it was on defense. Or people saying that they were setting this on defense and it was holding better than their Darth Revan team, that this was amazing on defense, so I must just not be playing it right. And people suggesting that this was a good defensive squad just absolutely blew my mind. So that motivated me to make this video here, essentially showing how easy this is to beat when it's on defense. Before I really get into that though, I do want to give a special thanks to, first off, my first big Patreon supporter, Bada Boom. They're going to be huge in some of the upcoming videos that I'm doing. I can't thank you enough for that. And then the other four here are from my arena squad, and they helped make this video either by setting teams on defense or by running teams on offense and recording that for me. So first I will show my Grievous here, and this is what we're going up against in these first two videos. If you want to beat this team, don't even need great mods. Jedi Knight Revan, watch how easy this is. This isn't even run perfectly, and it's still a breeze. I know this is weird that Jolie is going first, and that's because we took some speed primaries off the others to slow it down, so that we could see that you didn't need great speed mods. But once Jedi Knight Revan here gets a turn, here we go. Mark Grievous can ignore every other taunt. Make sure nobody else dies before Grievous, although we'll see that doesn't actually happen. But it's still an extremely easy win. Grievous barely hanging on there. Here, L3 even dies, which we don't really want, but that's okay. Grievous isn't going through everybody there, and then once Grievous is down, this is a breeze. So if you see this team in arena on defense, sub in your Jedi Knight Revan. Doesn't even have to be very fast. Can't put the debuffs on. Grievous isn't going to build up enough health to do crazy damage, and you can ignore all the taunts. So simple enough, easy victory. That's going to be the most common way. But we're gonna jump in and show a bunch of other teams here. So Padmé is going to work extremely well because remember, Grievous is doing a lot of this damage based on all the debuffs. So thanks to T3, gets stacking crit damage for all those debuffs. Padmé is not only going to get rid of them, but convert them into protection up, which is going to help shield from a lot of this Grievous damage. You will notice that that BB-8 here is not taunting. This was the very first one we ran. This was actually done a little while back. I'm just now putting it in a video, and I didn't realize I didn't have the Omega there. But it's not really going to matter. BB-8 almost died there anyways, but you can see Grievous wasn't getting through that whole thing. So a very easy win with Padmé. And all of these videos here, so this next Grievous that I'm showing is actually, this is the one, this is now me on offense that I'm facing. So that's why I showed the other Grievous, just to show that it is a decently modded Grievous. Maybe not elite mods, but we've got a decent one there. And CLS. So the reason that this one works is your damage from Chewie, your damage from the exposes thanks to C-3PO, just able to wipe through Grievous very quickly on that opening hit by Han. So that was absolutely huge. If I'd had my CLS modded right there where I was pausing, or not modded, zated, then we wouldn't have even had ability block there, most likely, the extra tenacity. We don't even, IG-88 doesn't always even apply ability block to begin with. We would have taken Grievous out first because COS there could have ignored taunt and gone right after Grievous. But even if we didn't get that, and I'm continuing to make mistakes here because I forgot that we can't gain buffs when the Imperial Probe Droid is there. Wiped right through it. Another thing you'll notice in some of these videos, so this is somebody from my squad that actually climbs with this, and they like IPD instead of who else we were using? L3, yes, who I will try not to refer to as he in this video, as I have in so many others. I have, like right here, I'm going to actually pretend that Imperial Probe Droid has taunt, so that we can't say, oh, you're getting around this because you don't have a second taunter there. So I'm actually going to make a lot of these videos much harder than they really need to be, just to prove how many teams can blaze through this team on defense. We in this one, just a little bit ago, Grievous had a huge opening hit, but because the Nightsisters get those 2 free revives, popped up right back, and of course when you kill them off and they come back, they're no longer debuffed. So now we don't have to worry about all of those. We can keep stun, which even if you had L3 in there, she's not going to dispel those stuns because there's plague with it, so you can't dispel them. So again, anybody dies, just revive them right back up. Daka's stacking a ton of health, and it's gone pretty smoothly. All of these videos here are my only try. So I did five battles. So I did one full refresh on here. All of my battles are first shot. So I'm not cherry picking any battles here. This is how everything went on my very first try. And again, didn't run them all perfectly. Was kind of messing around, sometimes intentionally making it harder than it needed to be, so that it wasn't just showing best case scenario. On the Basila team, reason this is going to work, you get a bunch of protection up, which first off shields a little bit from that heavy Grievous AoE damage, and then we're essentially immune to those debuffs while we have protection up. So we don't get all the debuffs. Grievous doesn't stack his damage, or his crit damage, I should say. And you'll notice I'm running kind of a weird Basila team here. I wanted to keep it a different team than the first Jedi team I ran with Jedi Knight Revan, or I guess I didn't run it, but we had somebody here. So I'm showing basically a second tier Jedi team, in case it's Grand Arena or something, and obviously you don't want to use your main team. So we're just running a bunch of teams that I don't even know what mods I have on some of these guys. Ezra doesn't have terrible modding, but I don't really use him a lot in Grand Arena. I don't really have enough Jedi to run this second team, so that's where he would normally be. But I've been running a full Jedi Knight Revan squad, so I haven't had Bastila. But Plo Koon, I don't even know if he has plus 30 speed on him. I don't even know if he had full mods here. I did not even look at it. Not a great modded team by any stretch. None of these teams that I'm running have arena mods on them. I did not remod for anything. Most of them I do use in Grand Arena, so they've got decent mods, but we're definitely out modded on most of these situations here. So again, very easy battle because we don't have to worry about the debuffs. We're gonna get a few deaths here, but nothing that we can't plow through. Eventually, Grievous has stacked a ton of health, so it's going to take a moment. Stunning Grievous is actually pointless, even though I do it a couple of times here. Grievous is going to dispel all debuffs on him when he has less than full health, less than 100% health at the start of every turn. So, yep, stun does no good, but that's okay. He's not getting through Ezra there. And let's see, who do we have next? Okay, we've got Traya next. So another one that works fairly well. I put Dooku in here just because I didn't want to steal like Vassal of Fallen or one of the Sith Empire guys, and I didn't have any other Sith that were actually modded very well. Dooku goes down quickly. One of the reasons that Traya works so well is because of the crit avoidance on the lead, which did not save Dooku. Still got the crit there, so you can see we can still get big damage. But then, okay, we got the debuffs early. There's still some there, but the Sith are going to dispel those debuffs on their turn. So there were a lot of the first turn. That was why Grievous was able to get a big hit in, since he did get the crit. But it's not going to... It's just not going to be enough. All those debuffs are stacking a ton of health with Nihilus, giving Nihilus a ton of turn meter, so we're going to get to Annihilate. I isolated IPD over there, again, trying to mimic if L3 had taunt, so that you could see, okay, if L3 was over there, Isolate's there, that's it. You're not going to get a big hit like that if it's L3, so L3 would have been worthless with that Isolate on. But just to show that we can get through it, making it harder than we have to, because we essentially gave IPD a taunt. And then I went ahead and put this Darth Revan squad on here because I'm going to show the best way to get through this. It didn't work exactly the way I wanted. Again, I said I did this first shot. You don't open with fear here. Open with shock. So you're going to first off stop some of the taunting, but then you can get this big hit from Bastila, which, yep, there we go, right there. And the reason is there's a couple strategies to get through this. The one I was going for here is to try to kill off all the droids at the same time, so Grievous only gets one bonus turn. I came very close. I got two of them at once, so I saved one bonus turn. And low battery, of course. My battery is always low. I almost got T3 down there. Not quite. Still, it was enough. And then, of course, once you get T3 down, Grievous isn't going to do all that damage with the debuffs. So, got through it. Didn't work quite as well as I wanted, but that's my strategy if I choose to attack this team without changing my lineup, because I know a lot of times we're lazy. We don't want to use a different team, or if it's our last fight, we don't want that other team to stay on defense. But that was my strategy, is try to take out all the droids at once so you don't get a bunch of turns from Grievous. So I went through this kind of quickly. Nothing groundbreaking here. The whole point was just to show that this Suicide Squad droid Grievous team is not very good on defense. It's just not. I know that there are people saying that they're struggling with it or they're holding well on defense, and the only reason that it would make sense for it to be holding on defense is because it can win with the right RNG against the Darth Revan squad, and people are too lazy to switch out their teams, even if they don't have to remod for anything. But that's the only reason it would be holding well. Or people just don't understand how easy it is to attack with different teams, and they think, oh, if Darth Revan's struggling with it, I don't want to use a lesser team. But this team is really designed to counter Darth Revan, so it doesn't always work that great against some of these other squads that have mechanisms to stop it. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Again, thanks to all the support. My Patreon link's up, my Twitter link's up, my Discord link is up. Come join me. Have some fun. I plan on getting several more videos out this week, so stay tuned. I appreciate all the support once again. Thanks, guys.